Hey everybody. Today I wanted to show you a little issue that I'm having, and it's for the Yamaha QT50, and it's a part where it's probably the most expensive part you can get. It's the HPI mini rotor, and I tried my best to read about it on how to install it, but I am having difficulty putting it in just because everything does not fit exactly. And so I tried my best guess. Um, and then searching on the internet, I've seen people actually modify a little bit to fit their needs. And I was hoping that since you're spending so much on these things, that you wouldn't have to modify anything. But I guess that is not the case. Everything has to be a little bit modified so that way it can work perfectly with your engine. So the first time I got this, I was sent the wrong backplate, and it was for the Chappie, not for the Yamaha. So this is the Yamaha plate. I don't have the Chappie plate because I had to send it back to HPI. But as you can see, there's like so many holes on this plate, and they do not conform to this engine. There's only about two holes. Let me see. Yeah, just about. So, I mean, I use this part so that way the wire could have an easier access to go in. As you can see, the first issue is that this hole, I don't know if it's supposed to slide down here. There's a little gap right here, as you can see right here. I would think that it would slide down, but the hole is not big enough on the plate. And so it's just like a millimeter thickness off, I believe. I'm not too sure. I mean, this plate was probably made for other engines, so that way they don't have to make so many different types of plates. They'd have a universal plate. Alright, and so this would have to be right here. So you see the notch is not even on the same side as where the wire is. Let's see, it's a little off. It's a little further down. But I mean, I guess that's alright since it's going in one way. As long as it's like going in one direction and not pinched so hard. But they would give you these three screws, and I was only able to put two. There's only two holes that conform. So what I was thinking, I could find some washers, since it's not the hole. It's not small enough. I mean, it's not big enough to slide in onto the into the shaft part right here. So you would probably need a couple of washers to make it level with this. If you were able to try to screw it without washers, it would probably be screwed on too much onto one side. And I think with this is that you would have to have it as leveled as possible. I'm not too sure. I've never done this before. And so I mean, you probably use any type of I don't have any washers here, but again, I would assume that you would put it was these two, I believe. Let's see. Oh, that's the top part. Sorry, I just woke up. So, a little bit forward. So it would be actually 1, 2. I mean, I guess it really depends how you fit the plate. Okay, so it's a little bit more. Yeah, so these two holes would conform, but this one would not, because it's a little bit off. You can actually see it. It's a little bit off. These two, you can actually screw it in, but this one's a little too far in. The screw's not that long, what they give you. So you move the plate a little bit. Yes, okay, so the two spots here and here, those are the ones I believe you should screw, just because these are the furthest in height, and you can't screw anything lower than that, just because these two would be in the way. So I would put washers. I'd put washers on this one and this one, so that way it reaches here, this ring, at least to that level. So I'm just going to screw it in. I'm not going to do it too much, just to show you at least how it will look. So you can see there's actually a bit of a gap from the bottom to the top. Yeah, it just doesn't look right. It should be flushed. And this, it kind of, I feel like on the bottom, maybe it's the magnetic part, but I feel like it locks in whenever I put it really like dead center. Yeah, it has to be the magnetic part. Well, no, there shouldn't be the magnetic part on this. The magnetic part is on this, I believe. So, but it kind of locks in. I don't know what locks in when you put this all the way down, but you can go ahead and screw. I mean, there's two spots you can screw, like right here and like right here. Again, like there's so many holes that, I mean, it just confuses someone who's only done this never. And then after you screw that in, you would use this and tighten it. But the only thing that I was having a hard time also was that this little key right here on the spindle, I forgot what it's called, but you have to take this out. I haven't taken it out yet because yeah, I thought I would just show you a video that if you don't take this little part out of the spindle, you won't be able to put this in. Look, even without this, it just stays on top. And I made the mistake of trying to hammer it down, so I kind of bent the little rocker metal part right here. Like I dented it in, thinking it was supposed to slide and kind of like fit harder or tougher. I'm not too sure, but you gotta take this little thing out. Let's see, it doesn't move. So after you're able to, let me see if it can lock again. Yeah, I don't know how it locks, or yeah, look, it just kind of like fits with these two pieces. I don't know, I looked under it and I don't know how it just fits. I don't know, but anyways, you got to take that little rocker out so that way you can, you know, put this and then able to screw it in. Well guys, I know that's a long video. I just wanted to show you guys who haven't made the purchase yet to expect a little bit of a difficulty installing this. Maybe I'm going to, what I can do is probably shave this a bit on the inside so that way it fits flush, rather than putting spacers on each of these sides to level it off. I'm not too sure what I'm gonna do yet, or you could do the easy way and just put the instead of shaving the inside so that way it fit flush and you don't have to put the spacers, and then put the back plate back on, so that way it's just a little more leveled rather than having the edge of this inner part support this plate. But yeah, I'll get back to you guys once I figure out what I'm gonna do. Anyways, have a good one.